How are you guys? Welcome again to Esiwa Kago YouTube channel. I'm gonna be doing this video outside. That's why I'm all bundled, because I don't want to feel cold. It's towards the evening and it's a little bit cold here, but I had to do this video on a live video, but I wasn't able to do it. So I committed myself and said I have to record it. And then when you come back to my channel, you're gonna find this. So if you can see this, please give it a like, because it was a lot of dedication. Today, here in Kansas, we have the Chiefs. They are in Las Vegas today playing, and it's a big deal. Like, it is all quiet here because nobody can be outside. They are very much busy watching the Chiefs and with hopes that they're gonna bring the cup home. Since Kansas is their home, then we are all in with hope that we're gonna have the medal. Oh, welcome again to Esiwa Kago YouTube channel, and here is where we educate, we encourage, and we also inspire people. And today on our video, I did promise to go through something called foster care. That is something you can do at from the comfort of your home. And that is what I want us to discuss in the next 15 minutes. I want to make this video the shortest one, but the most richest video that you will ever come across. So without doing more, please draw your seats and be more attentive. If you live in America, if you have a dream to ever come to America, this is the information that you would need to hear. And I will begin right away. So, who qualifies to become, or let me start by, what is foster care? Foster care is a situation whereby there are kids out there and they need some family to own them. They need a place they can call a home. They need a family they can identify themselves with. So, they are kids that have been abandoned, kids that comes from parents that probably were doing drugs and other things that made the government to draw the kids away from them and place them in a foster home. And that is what we call, when we talk about foster care, you come between the agency and the government. I mean, you come between the agency and the government, or you come through for the kids. You give them a home. You become a foster parent. Whenever I'm using my gestures, I'm more fluent, if you have never noticed. I don't want to be more gesturized here. So, that is what we call fostering. Who qualifies to be a foster mom or dad? Can you foster if you are a single person? Let's jump in the second question. Who qualifies to become a foster mom or dad? Anyone can be a foster mom or dad as long as they have a good background. If your background check ticks green, or it doesn't have anything like child abuse, any form of abuse or neglect, including leaving your kids alone, and it got to the government that you did that, or to the security officials, and it was recorded. If it went into your account, you cannot do foster care. If at any point your kids reported you beating them, that is an abuse. You cannot be a foster mom or dad. But if they draw your background and it comes out clean, then you are allowed, or you can become a foster mom or a dad. Next question, number 3. If you are a single woman, a lady, or a single man, can you be allowed to become a foster parent? The answer is yes. Why? Because anyone can be a godfather to a child or a godmother to a child as long as they are safe people to be around. Again, we go back to the background check because they gonna test you for safety. It is called, you're gonna go through the family registry. This is where they're gonna take you all your fingerprints. And then they're gonna search all the states that you have ever lived before to get to be sure that you have never ever been charged before with abuse, with neglect, or anything of the like. Question number 4. What state allows foster care? The answer is any state should have foster care services or foster care, what do I call them? Foster care. Openings, opportunities. I was looking for the word opportunity. Be praying for my English, my friend. Before you go to bed, make sure you always commit my English before the Lord. It is not a joke. So, any state should have the opportunity because every state does have kids that have been abandoned, that have been drawn from their parents because of neglect and any other reason. Death, sickness, poverty. Poverty is also a reason why the government should come and deny you the right to have your kids. Why? They have the right to health care. They have the right to being fed well. They have the right to having safety around your home. This means you cannot live in your house with your kids without electricity. You cannot be allowed to live with kids in your home, whether you are their mother or their biological mother or their chemistry mother or their anything. If you cannot provide the necessity, the basic needs for them, including clothes, the government has a right to come and draw the kids away from you up until the day you will get income that can be proven and that can show that you can support them kids, regardless of who you are. So, any state should have these opportunities because every state does have these problems, okay? So, question number 5. I know you are waiting for the money part. I know that. Question number 5. What are the qualifications? What qualifies you? Do you like, number 1 thing, you don't have to be black or white. Anybody can. But, because of the previous point that I talked about, you need to have a job permit, work permit. You have to be able to have a job permit, work permit, a work authorization to work in the United States of America. This means you might not have a green card, but you have a work permit. That still counts as a person who is legally allowed to work in America. Number 6 question. No, let's go back to number 5. That means if you are a student in America, you cannot do this. But you can do it if you are married to someone who has a work permit. You can do it. And you have to show that you earn money that can pay a mortgage or a house, and money that can buy food and any other necessity. Number 6. Who provides for health insurance to these kids and their basic needs, blah, blah, blah? Health insurance is given through the government. You ain't gonna pay for them. Food, you might buy food for them. But some of them have something we call EBT, that is food provision through the government, and they might use that card to buy their daily food. How about their clothes? Once in a while, there is a plan that gives them, they are allowed to shop for their clothes probably 3 times a year, and that money will be provided. In my case, if I was to buy anything for my kids, I would also buy for them because I cannot separate them. But that is me. So the money that is provided to buy them stuff, like specifically the one for shoes and clothes, you cannot shop anything for your kids. It's illegal. Illegal in Nigerian. Illegal. So you cannot buy anything that uses their money. Here they call it money, there is that name, consuming a client's money. There is that name. If you know it, please type it down here. I keep forgetting these things, even though I have learned them like so many times. So you cannot use that money on yourself either. But if you buy food with EBT, you can cook the food for the entire family, including you and your kids. It is allowed. Number 7. Do I have to own a home or I can rent one and do this? The question is, you do not necessarily have to own a home. You can still go and rent a house that is like 5 bedrooms and do this. Okay, number 8. How big should the house be and what do they look in a house to license it? Number 1. They will come into your house before licensing you and they will do a walkthrough, not once, not twice, maybe 3 times, until they make sure every safety concern that they raised on their previous visit, it was taken care of. That is the only time that the official from DCF office, that is the family division, that is the only time that they gonna approve that license to your house. Number 9. How long does it take for a house or for me to get this license so that I can start doing this and probably start getting this mullah? It takes as long as the safety measures that were raised by the officer from the DCF are met. Secondly, it also depends with how busy the DCF officer is at the moment. It might take up to 3 months. Another thing that delays the process, your background. States like California, Missouri, they kind of like drags in how they process the background. So it's gonna take long because they send them to the state, then the state has to pull up your background and then send it back to them in the current state that you are in. All right, we are nearing the epitome. So I know all the TVs now have been switched off, all the radios. The kids are being told to keep quiet. I know, so that you can hear the final part of this. How much can I make, or do they reimburse? We call it reimbursement. This is not counted as a business, by the way. But it could be counted as a business on the other hand, and I'm going to explain this in a little bit. There is 2 types of foster care. There is the very needy foster care, whereby Those agencies only deals with kids, the child division, through the child division. That is a foster care on its own. And this foster care doesn't pay as much because these kids are very needy and they are very many, and they are very desperate looking for homes for these kids. And for unknown reason to me, they can only reimburse up to a certain amount per day, which is not as much. For example, through the child division, of course, you're going to have to go through the agencies. You will get like $800, and to the upper side, on the upper side, you're going to get like $900 per month per child. But there is this other foster care, type of foster care, whereby they have people, they also have kids that have disabilities. This is a foster care, aka an agency that deals with, it is also through the family division, by the way. Anything family here, anything human here, it has to go through the family division unit. So this here, they can pay more depending with the needs of the child. If they have a disability, if they have too many appointments to the doctors, if they have so many therapies, the more they're gonna pay you. Maybe how much, if I can mention, I will give examples. States like Arizona, states like I believe Kansas too, and what other state? And Maryland. You can get somewhere from 3,000 plus, depending with the tier level. I didn't want to use that term because it's supposed to be used to someone who knows what it means. It's like a doctor coming to prescribe you a medication and then they write like TID. You don't know what that means, but they do understand what that means. So the tier level means the need level of that child. May God help me not to cough. So you can get from 3,000 and up per child. If you have a home, if you have a home that can accommodate, in most cases, let's say you are lucky to get twins, or a family, a kid's family of like 3 or 4 siblings. In most cases, they don't want to separate them because these are siblings. They should grow up together. But in a worst case scenario, they separate them. Why do they separate them? Because there are not enough people to do this. This is a very desperate situation for the agencies, for the government, finding people to become foster care parents. So guys, this is not something that has competition. Do not be lied to. So they do not want to separate them. If you have a house that can harbor the 4 siblings, they will be more than happy to bring them there. However, rules and conditions apply. I'm not gonna go into deeper to that because you won't understand it. So the next question should be, what states can I do this? You can do it in Kansas. You can do it in any other state. You can do it in Arizona. You can do it in Maryland. You can do it in Seattle. You can do it in California. You can do it in wherever. In the 50 states of America, you can be able to do it. Number 11 question or 12. How do I get to know these agencies? How do I reach out to them? How do I know even where to start? Good question. And because of this, you are supposed to like this video, subscribe ×2, and also never skip any of my ads, because that is the only way you can help me to come up with more information like this. So how do I get to know these agencies? It is very, very simple. Very simple. Very simple. If you go to the Department of Family, the family department unit, or the family division of family services, whatever you call it in your state, you go to the counter, ask them, I want to do fostering. I want to become a foster parent, or I want to be fostering adults or kids with disability. How do I go about this? What office can I reach out to? They have the numbers, they have the addresses, and they will help you because they want you to get to do that, because it will ease the burden off the shoulders of the government. So in America, there is nothing like beating the corners. I don't know, you have to know who knows who. No. The only thing you need to know in America to survive here or to thrive here, me, I want to thrive, it is to be courageous enough, be confident enough, walk into that office like a soldier, like someone who leads a big army. Don't be a coward in America. You will die poor if you are a coward in America. America didn't birth no cowards. If you want to know, just watch how they address situations with a lot of braveness. So walk in there, they gonna address you, they gonna give you the addresses, they gonna refer you, they gonna help you get those numbers, and they will be more than happy to serve you guys. So that was it for today, and on the next video that I'm gonna do, I will do something called shared living opportunities in America. Who qualifies to do them? How can you get to do them? And how much they pay? I know you like the moolah part, and so much more. But before I finish this video, whenever you are dealing with humans, remember, forget about the money part, but always purpose to be human. Thank you so much, guys. Do not forget to keep on keeping on, and we can do all things through Christ who strengthens us. Bye-bye, guys.